Don't say welcome back.
John gonna be so mad.
Welcome back.
Hi everyone, we're here.
Hey, come on in. Come on in. Please join us. Thank you for joining again.
Hello. It's Red Wine and Chaos. Another episode. I'm Ashley.
I'm Laura. Welcome back. That's a little inside joke.
John told me I wasn't allowed to say that. He said I was saying it too much. So
our executive producer all of a sudden wants to executively produce some shit. Well, now all of a sudden he gotta give us some notes and some pointers for the episode. Thanks, bro.
John King.
Yes.
Anyway, here we are for another episode. We I'm not even gonna lie to you. We recorded this yesterday.
In true chaos fashion.
Shit hit the fan. When I went to go save it, it deleted half the recording. And so now here we are doing it again virtually because, it's hard to get together 2 days in a row. So
lives and shit.
Forgive the audio. Forgive the stuff. This is the second go around. We're just going to get it out.
Forgive the fact that we're drinking the wine from the bottles instead of the glasses. It's been one of those days. But that opens us up to 2 wines today.
It does. So, Lar has a different wine than I do. That a girl. I am drinking the last of the wine that we attempted to review yesterday. So Laura has had this one. Mm-hmm. It is Buena Vista. It's called the Daredevil. I don't know where she put the card. So I remember it being chocolate and berries.
Yeah, it had like a chocolatey finish. That's the description.
It's a 2019 Petite Syrah.
Yeah, and there was a story that went along with it about a gentleman nicknamed.
Yeah.
Go somewhere, executive producer. We're live. We're on the air.
He just gave you the finger.
They can see mine.
Anyway, so it's a Petite Syrah, founded in 1857 by the self-proclaimed Count.
Yeah, the Count.
The Count.
Still got the same effect as yesterday.
Buena Vista is California's first premier winery, embodying the vivacious spirit of the American West. The Daredevil depicts the life of the Count, who, surrounded by tales of intrigue and political exile, immigrated from Europe to America in pursuit of opportunity and freedom. He became the first sheriff of San Diego County before moving to Northern California to pursue grape growing. As legend has it, the Count's life was sadly cut short after being eaten by a crocodile while traversing the jungles of Nicaragua. Buena Vista Winery honors the pioneering and adventurous spirit of the Count, an entrepreneur, an explorer, a true daredevil at heart with this Petite Syrah. And we didn't talk about it yesterday. We did say that it's on the bottle. There's a crocodile on the bottle. This family's fucking savages. Look at that. They're like, oh, the crocodile ate you? No big deal. We're going to put it on the bottle. And we're going to boss it in crocodile skin. It's fine. We don't care about you.
They probably made shoes out of it as well.
Probably so.
I enjoyed that wine. It was nice.
It is nice.
It is. It's very. It's. I had mentioned in yesterday's episode. It is today's episode, but when we tried yesterday, first take. It is a Petite Syrah. I don't know if we had ever tried or reviewed a Petite Syrah.
Anything.
And I don't even know what the fuck that really truly means. And when it comes to wine, what I can say is that word to me definitely described the wine drinks. It is not a full-bodied wine. It is a petite wine.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's what that means. I would assume common sense, but
I'm gonna go with
that
it.
Nowadays. Ask Dave McDonald. Everybody lacks common sense. But It is good. I really like it. It's light. I gave it 3 clinks. 3 clinks. Clink, clink, clink.
Yesterday I gave it 2.5. I'm giving it 3 today, just for shits and gigs.
Oh, did it get better, or it's better out the bottle? Maybe it's just better out the bottle.
That
Maybe you just need a drink today, as do I.
That might be it.
It's been a day.
What are you drinking?
Castero. It's a Pinot Noir. Yay! 2019 Chilean Pinot Noir. And it's out of Leda Valley, which is a hot spot for top class Chilean wines. It has a bouquet of forest fruits with notes of red cherries, raspberries, blueberries, and a delicate touch of spice that is unique characteristic of this cool valley's wine. Perfumed and expressive with a smooth texture and subtle flavors of fresh red berries. I will say the spice can you? It's like cinnamony. Yep, it's almost.
Let me see the label.
Yes, it is. Actually, the label's pretty cool. It's got a black and white. I think it's a picture of maybe the.
I think I've had that one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did. I think those.
Yeah.
You asshole! Not the farm. That's like the cold beach. Couldn't see.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Anyways, it is. Yes, it is. It's a little spicy. It does have a little to it, and I will say it's not my favorite Pinot, but it is a Pinot. I do like it. I like your wine better than this wine that I'm drinking today. But a Pinot, you can't really go wrong. It's just not at the top of my list for Pinots. I would say I'd give it a 2 clink.
Okay, fair. I'll join you at that 2 clink.
I don't know if any of you are understanding. That's the count.
It's the count, you guys.
Man, I read the funniest fucking meme, and I should have sent it to you the other day. It was a picture of Sesame Street is what's taking me there. It was a picture of they were doing Sesame Street tries to be a real progressive nowadays, and
which
it was
by the way, I love that, by the way.
Yeah, and so it was showing somebody had said this character, and I don't remember the character's name. It was a girl Muppet, and it was it's the first time that any Muppets or have been. Any characters have been homeless on the show. They're going to talk about the issue of homelessness. Somebody commented below it Oscar the Grouch has been living out of trash can for 30 years.
So true. It's so true.
I was out. That took me out. That shit was hilarious. It was so. I was like, it is fixed. That man been living in the garbage can for 30 years. He been homeless.
People are clever.
That shit was funny.
Man, people are so clever. I like it so much. Oh no, you're froze. Where'd you go? Where's my friend?
My My internet went out.
Oh, are you back? There you are. I know.
I'm back.
I'm over here.
Oh, God.
Where'd you go? Where's my friend?
I was like, this can't be happening again.
We just got back from Vegas.
I did.
And it was a work trip for Lar and a surprise trip for me for Lar.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want you to spend your birthday alone. You shouldn't have to spend your birthday working, and we love birthdays, and birthdays are a big deal.
Right.
So I called up our friend Sarah, who was on the podcast last week, from Vegas, is when we did it, because I also had technical difficulties last week with this. I have a new computer coming tomorrow. It's fine.
We'll get our lives together.
We won't have this problem anymore. But I called her and I said, hey, I'm going to Vegas to surprise Laura for her birthday. I know it's a long shot and it's a real quick turnaround, but you want to go? And she didn't even question it. She was like, send me your flight info. I'll get on the same flight. I'll find a way.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, hot damn. So Sarah and I flew to Vegas on Tuesday evening. The surprise did not go as planned on Tuesday. Lar decided that she had had enough of Vegas and went to bed at a reasonable hour. Are you froze again?
I'm back. What's happening? Why is this happening?
So, the surprise, what I was saying is the surprise did not go as planned on Tuesday because you decided you had had enough of Vegas and wanted to go to bed at a reasonable hour.
Vegas will do
But
this.
Sarah and I decided to drop some social media nuggets.
Man. And I'm dense. I swear, like I have moments. I've never been blind, but I have blonde moments. And this was one of those times I just wasn't even clued into what was really happening. I'm like, normally, and I'm pretty active on social media, and I was like, from the back end of social media, most of the not. I'm just a watcher. I'm a poster, but I'm a watcher. I'm a big time watcher. So I was or a lurker, as I like to call it. So I'm like, that night though, I was exhausted. We went to Fremont Street, and I hadn't been sleeping in Vegas. I had bad insomnia. So we go out that evening, listen to some live music. Fremont Street is dope. It's old Vegas. If you haven't been, it's probably my favorite part. It was my favorite part about our trip when we went the first time. Definitely was one of the highlights of my trip this time as well. And get back, lay down, don't even look at, so glanced at it, but didn't look at Instagram. I can tell you that. I did not look at it.
Which isn't like you.
No.
You're so active. And that's why I was like, okay, well, we missed the surprise piece of it. She's already out. I'll catch her on the way back because she'll catch all these like social media nuggets that I'm dropping her. This is fun. We're a mess, you guys. I'm really sorry. Hang tight. She's going to come back.
I'm back.
There she is. See?
Fucking understand what is happening right now. This has been my whole day.
I deleted a whole podcast yesterday, so
Jesus Christ.
It's working. Our cash stick is working.
Oh my God. I can't
anyway,
wait.
She didn't pick up on the social media nuggets because she didn't go on social media. But I dropped a few of them. Yeah.
They were I found them the next morning. So I get up, I'm laying in bed, and I got a couple things I got to do. And Anne had been like, you want to do the night when she got into town, or the evening before, she was like, you want to do a flyby hug in the lobby? I'm like, no, I'm tired. What do you mean? I'll see you later. Like, I was going to potentially meet up with her later. She ended up having her own plans. And so, our paths didn't cross. Well, she was really trying to put the surprise together. Well, I didn't fucking know. So then the next morning, I get up and I go to Ashley's Facebook, or no, it was Instagram, and look at her story, because she doesn't post a ton of stories. It's usually, when we post stories on Instagram, it's usually for Red Wine and Chaos.
Yeah.
And so I went and looked, and it was her fingernails, because we had both gotten our nails done that week, and she had shown me earlier in the week that she got pink, which is a normal beaten path for Ash. And so, but it said flamingo pink, and I was like, oh, they are flamingo pink. I didn't think anything of it. By the way, we stayed at the Flamingo, so that's where the flamingo comes. That was the hotel that we stayed at. I didn't think anything of it, because they truly are the color of flamingo, so I didn't think anything of it. Maybe that's the name of the color. I don't fucking know. So the second picture is of her and Sarah. It's a selfie, and it said, we went and got a nightcap. And I'm like, oh, look at them doing a weeknight beverage. Oh, YOLO, get it, girls. So I'm like, yeah, going up on a Wednesday or a Tuesday or whatever day of the week that was. A Tuesday, going up on a Tuesday. And so I'm like, good for them. Then the third picture is like a hotel, like an elevator panel, and it has all these numbers. It went up to like 20 something. And I'm like, where the fuck were they in Kalamazoo that they were in? Again, my dumb ass. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening here. And then the fourth picture finally was the one that gave it away, where I finally caught on. And it was one of those large margarita frozen drink holder beverages. And then it said something like 110-degree weather. And I'm like, holy fuck, they're here. I even said to Tim, I said, Ashley and Sarah are here. And he was like, huh? And I was like, Ashley and Sarah are here. And he was like, who? Because when did he not hear Ashley and John?
Right.
So Ashley and Sarah did not register. And who the fuck about? He thought it was, some other friends of mine that maybe.
I can't, you guys. I don't know even who you're hearing.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I got you back.
Did you hear me say the computer froze again? Could you hear that?
No.
Oh.
I was over here like, sorry guys, I don't know who you can hear, but
Oh my god, this is gonna be lovely. So
we're putting it out. So
we are.
just
Yeah, we're just gonna run it because I'm not gonna have time to edit it. So we you call me back and you're like, surprise, happy birthday. And I was like, oh my God. So then we got to meet up later once I got done with my work for the day, and we had such a fun day. So finally, after I get off the phone with you, I then say to Tim, hey, Ashley, rock. And he was like, oh my God. What are you like, oh, it's like, I know who the fuck you're talking about. And I was like, and Sarah, oh, okay. So it all made sense. And we had the best day. We had so much fun. It reminded me of like college days because I truly haven't played beer pong in so long. And we had so much fun. We were just doing shots and, I really hadn't turned up yet in Vegas, drink the way that I used to drink.
Yeah.
So my turn up was very minimal. Like we might have caught a buzz one day earlier, but like it was my birthday. I was ready to do some birthday shots. I don't know how to do a birthday without birthday shots. And we had so much fun. And, we were talking shit to the other men who wanted to play us on the beer pong. Ashley was scaring folks. It was a good day. It was a standard birthday brought to Vegas. So it was so much fun, and I was so appreciative of it. Folks, that's how you show up for your people. I don't know if anybody knows too many other people that just show up in Vegas. I can't do that to Ashley because she fucking hates surprises. She would get over it, but she would be mad as shit at first.
I would. There'd be a moment where I was like pouting and stomp my feet, and then I would.
Nobody don't. And then you would be like, well, I love you, and I'm glad you're here.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. But you would be so mad at first. You guys kept this for me. How did you not tell me?
I think it might be different if it was like a small scale surprise. Like, and I know coming to Vegas is like a big thing, but
that's
like
a big ass surprise, bro.
Yeah, but if it were like if the roles were switched and it was just you and Sarah that came to Vegas for me, that would be different than like when John threw that surprise party for me.
Right.
A lot of people, and there was a whole like hubbubaloo, and like I was just like, I don't want to go to Anne's work party. This is so fucking stupid. And you know what I mean? Like it just was like this whole production, whereas like I just showed up in Vegas and dropped some hints, and you figured it out.
It's not a small
the gesture is big.
The gesture is big, but but it was so much fun. We had a good time.
Yeah,
and then we went to a really trash ass restaurant that we do not recommend. We won't even get it. It was trash, but it was Italian. Don't do it.
Don't go. You're better off going to get a $1 hot dog at the Stage Door.
For real.
And then go catching that buffet at LSI.
Man, we tried our place too. I'll tell you, there's the hot dogs in Vegas. They do it right. That Dirt Dog place. Oh my God.
So jealous. Oh.
They wrap them bitches in bacon. First of all, without the bacon piece of it, the hot dog itself is a good hot dog.
Yeah.
And then they wrap it in bacon. Then they serve them on like lobster roll buns that are like doused.
And so they like fill them with a bunch of shit.
And then you can get whatever you want them. They do like a elote or whatever, that corn, Mexican street corn. They do that. Yum. They do a hot dog version of that. They do a loaded fries version of that. Really? They do. I got a chili cheese dog, but their chili cheese dog isn't just standard either. It has like, go lay down. It has like.
At least they're not humping today.
Go lay down. I don't need your clicks on the floor. Whoa! So, it's just over the top, very good. It was very, very good. So we had seen it on like a Facebook video or something, and it was like, we got to try this. But the one on the strip is always packed.
Yeah.
You can get it on Grubhub. There's a line out the door. They have one on Fremont Street.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. And so we stumbled upon it while we were like, what are we going to eat? And we stumbled upon it and we were like, fuck yeah.
That's it.
That's it. So we got to try. I was very excited. We didn't do anything like food-wise over the top.
No, because you got to have reservations everywhere. You got to
have reservations everywhere. And it's so expensive. Like, For real, like a normal ass meal is over the fucking top expensive. We went to Yard House, which we house in Atlanta. So we went to Yard House twice when we went to Atlanta. I love.
Just have a drink. Just have a drink. It's fine. Just cheers.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So, anyways, it was really good. So yeah, Vegas was great. So heading into Vegas the day before we left, we're circling back around now, folks, to the point and the topic of this podcast. Now that we're, I don't know how many minutes in, this could be the longest. Oh my God, Judy! Tim's here.
Juniper.
Go! Lay down. Killing me, Smalls. So we get to, right before we leave, they reinstate the mandatory mask mandate, right? So masks are back. Masks are back in full effect because COVID cases are rising, right?
COVID is coming.
While I was what's that?
COVID is coming back.
Yeah, basically we're on that second go around. And in the events industry, I was there for work. It's interesting to see the safety protocols that they put in place for that, which I obviously am going to be utilizing in the upcoming year for work for myself as well. But it was interesting to see what they have in place because there is a lot of shit coming. Yeah. They mandated vaccines for all of their staff and employees, which I won't be start seeing that, just as New York has done, put in some vaccination requirements to enter restaurants, gyms, and
basically almost any public space, really.
Yeah, any public space that's optional, if you will. Right. So I think and then my boss reinstated our mask mandate at Michigan has not yet, but she did. We are a small office. We're not a big office, but she is very conscious about everybody's safety and feelings toward everything, and just to for the comfortability level of everybody. Just do a little CYA. I think she also has read that while we're moving around or in shared spaces that we put our masks back on.
And I have to say, like, nobody likes wearing masks. I don't know a single person who's like, can't wait to put a mask on today. They're like fucking bras. Nobody likes to wear a bra. Nobody likes to wear a mask. Like, it's just a thing.
Right.
But while you don't have to wear a bra, that was more of like the dislike for analogy. But it's just something you do. It's just something.
Although some people who don't should.
Maybe that's partially why I wear one, because if I didn't, they'd look like this and like this. They don't go this way. They go this way and down.
Man, I know. I got refitted while I was in Vegas, and the bitch took me. See, I was like, wearing the wrong size bra for years. Oh my God.
But anyway, back to the masks.
Right.
It's just something you do. You have to wear a seatbelt. You have to wear shoes in a restaurant. You have to wear a shirt. Now you have to wear a mask. It's just, nobody wants to do it, but I feel like it's not going to get any better until people stop bitching about it and just do what they're supposed to do.
Right. I do not believe that, I think the problem that we're seeing a lot, which you and I kind of talked about this, yesterday a few times, maybe the first time. I don't even remember what we said the first time, but here we are recircling back.
Trying again.
It's not an infringement on your rights. I don't believe as a human being. I don't feel that way. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I think that's a problem is everybody got too many fucking opinions nowadays instead of having some empathy and thinking about the greater good of everybody involved. Like, if that's what we need to do to get to the place where we need to be, where we don't have to go through another shutdown again, because I can tell you right now, if we got to go through another shutdown, which I unfortunately really have a strong feeling that shit is coming, it's not going to be good. Like, do what we got to do to get us to be able to stay and living what is now the new normal. I never thought we would be in this position, but ever thought about like how you remember thinking about, even as growing up, watching the news or something and seeing like nations like Japan, when they would wear masks, when they would travel and be
Yeah,
out in
they've been
public.
doing it.
And I remember thinking, especially as I was younger, like, that shit is wild. Like,
Yeah.
what do they have going on? What is going on? Why do people fear so bad what are they fearing that they need to wear a mask? What's going on over there that's not going on here? And here the fuck we are, turning into what I think from here on forward, because there are going to be people who will probably mask up generationally for time to come. They're not going to find a cure for this. This is a virus. They're not going to find a cure. And when this thing dies down,
another one's going to
be
come.
something else.
Yep, I agree. And I, like, circling back to that, like, right, and like, I truly think that there's so many people that need to take like a history lesson, or an econ lesson, or what's that other class that they teach you? Fucking, what is that? Social studies? What is that? What am I?
I don't know where you're going with
Where
it,
they
but
teach
I mean, that is a class.
the laws and the
government.
Maybe government, sure. I had one in school. I don't
Been a
remember
while.
too well, but like, people need to go back and really understand the difference between like a right and a privilege. And like, if you're being asked to wear a mask at a restaurant, that's not a right of yours being taken away. It's a privilege. You're making a choice to or not to wear a mask, to or not to get a COVID vaccine. And there are consequences to your choices. Good
Well,
or
it is also not necessarily it is a going to a restaurant out to eat is not necessarily a right either. It is a privilege. And so they can deny you service should they choose to, based on what their rules and expectations are within that body.
Yeah.
Just like you mentioned, like, you got to have a shirt on.
Right.
You got to have shoes on.
Right.
Might ask you to put a bra on.
They might.
So you may be asked to wear a mask. And the other thing is I feel like what's not being thought about enough is you might have to do this temporarily. It may not be for everything, but if we can get a grasp on things temporarily, then it put us in a better position, as it did before. All of the mandates that were in place, Michigan, she was criticized heavily. A lot of the she made. Now, I've been in support of some decisions he made from day one. Do I think sometimes I didn't understand it? But I'm not the governor. I'm not in any seat of power to be able to make decisions for a mass number of folks.
I told those assholes in Vegas, you want to come down here and take a shot? You're welcome to come down here and try. Whitmer's sitting up there like, you are welcome to come here to Lansing and fucking try. Go ahead, come on. You try to make the rules and please everybody.
Yeah, I wouldn't want the job. I wouldn't want the job, but I truly believe that the decisions that she was trying to make was to keep everybody safe. And while there are implications that came with that on the economic side of things, now that the country has opened back up more, she kind of should follow suit in that state, I believe. But I think that what the people who are so against it aren't thinking about, like, how dare she close on? Well, why don't you do your part to try to help everybody out and mask up and get and if you're truly not fully against it, or maybe you're just on the fence, get the fucking vaccine. And you know what? If you're not willing to do it, then like you say, put a mask on and just be respectful of your fellow human being.
There are so many options out there for you. If you don't want to wear a mask, get your vaccine. If you don't want to get your vaccine, wear a mask. If you don't want to do either, stay the fuck home.
Yeah, just don't go out nowhere.
There's options for you if you don't want to do these things. Like, there are.
Well, and we talk a lot about there's there are a number of reasons why different people who get vaccinated get it and who don't. Then we're not here to say whether it's right or wrong, because everybody is entitled to choose whatever they wish. It's using logic and rationale, right? Again, common sense, that piece that a lot of people are missing. I'm not putting that shit in my body. I don't know what's in there. It was rushed. You know.
Cool.
Okay.
You know what's in Tylenol?
Right. Or any of the other bullshit that you pump into your body on a regular basis. You may not be wanting to do the vaccine, but yet you're on a bunch of different prescription meds pumped through by the same people who were making those meds.
Listen, sir, I watched you snort lines in college.
the back of a
Could have been
toilet in the
Ajax.
bathroom. Do you know what that shit was called?
Not Coke.
Right. So like those are the people that get under my skin. It's not the folks who have, you know, I know that there are religious reasonings for some folks. I respect that.
Absolutely.
You know? I'm not here again. And I respect anybody who doesn't want to do it. I don't have a problem with that. It's everybody's fucking opinion being right here front and center on what's right and what's wrong and what not to do. And but everybody gonna bitch when either shit gets locked down or that unemployment runs or whatever it might be, or when we go into the great fucking depression that's about to hit in another 5 years.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to bring on for our 2022 conference, which is their 50th anniversary at the association that I work for. The keynote address is going to be done by an economist. He is going to talk about the last 50 years and what we can predict in the next 50 years. And they have given us a heads up, like it's not pretty. And I'm pretty everybody with the brain can kind of can assume that that's going to happen. But they are predicting in 5 years another Great Depression. You can predict it just by thinking about the housing industry right now and every other industry for that matter. What's going on with that? It's going crazy. And of course, it's going to affect everything in a non-positive way if we get shut down again.
Right.
If people are out of jobs, we're paying all these unemployment. We've had all these stimulus checks and so on and so forth, and all of that's great, but all of this is going to run out. We're going to continue to go into more and more debt overall, and businesses are going to continue to close. People out of jobs. You know, I can personally say, I know a handful of people that have been affected and have lost their jobs due to COVID.
Some are still affected.
Yeah.
Some still.
And so it's if we go back to a shutdown, actually don't. I mean, there's a number of reasons why, but I really don't. I'm going to be. We know how to handle it this time around.
Yeah, man, mentally.
It's gonna suck. Huh?
You know, I said mentally we know how to handle it, right? Like we're not gonna have breakdowns every Wednesday for me and Monday every Wednesday or whatever it was.
Wednesday, let's have midweek.
The other thing is like the kids are getting ready to go back to school, and I want them to go to school. I don't want them to be virtual. I don't want Oliver to be home. He doesn't do well. And I know LeVar did well, but he hasn't been to school for a year. He hasn't seen his friends for a year.
Yeah.
That's too long. It's too long.
Well, the socialization piece is super important. I don't care how well he did virtually. The social and the positive about it, you know, for LeVar was I was able to see that he could manage his workload and responsibilities, and that he had more discipline within himself than he likes to pretend like he has. He has to now, man, when you go back to school face to face, bro, there's no excuse, you know, like
there's no
right. So you can be in 5th grade this year. Yeah. You gotta be able to focus, even if you don't want to, even if somebody trying to distract you, you gotta turn off. You were able to manage and self-teach a lot of stuff on your own and do very well. So like I told you at the end of the year this last year, he went back into the school for end of year tests, and his scores plummeted.
Yeah.
From, you know, you saw the progression from the first test taken in the year. Everything was done at home, middle of the year, and then the end of year they were required to go into the school by the state. His scores were trash, and I'm like, bro, we're not doing this again. You got all A's on your report card. I'm opening the report card and the test scores at the same time. You got all A's on your report card, and your test scores are just completely trash.
Yeah.
And so it really does make a difference. Like they need that full scope of everything, that in person, the in-person teaching and instruction. They need the socialization with their fellow classmates. They need the extracurriculars. Like, he didn't have no extracurriculars all year. Like, he's finally back in the swing of things. Like, I selfishly don't want to ever teach
I'm a terrible
my
teacher.
child again.
No, I'm a
And
terrible
he had
teacher.
a wonderful teacher. I'm not discounting the work, because I couldn't even fucking imagine.
No, Oliver had a great teacher too. I personally am a terrible teacher.
Managing a full-time job plus still being a mom and a teacher all at the same time, it's too much. I say this, but I love going back to the office. Everybody's like, this working from home stuff, and I thought I did too, and I do. There are personal, because it's nice to not have to get up early. Man, I'm hopping up with the quickness. Like, let me get into the office. I am so much more productive in the office. I'm over there grinding. At home, I am the same when I need to be, but I find myself like, oh, well, gotta go. Man, that laundry's piling up. Gotta go put some laundry in on the lunch break.
Maybe I can put some dishes away.
Yeah, again, it's not like my work's not getting done, but man, I be in grind mode. I'm just in a different mindset.
Yeah.
Environment thing for me.
I'm the same
just
way.
like I feel like it is for kids in school.
Yeah. And I fear that, like you said, I fear there's another shutdown coming, which would suck because that would put the kids back at home. So, like, put your fucking mask on. And, like, if Oliver has to wear a mask at school, then he has to wear a mask at school. Figure it out. He did fine last year. He'll do fine again this year. And they haven't said one way or the other for us. They've just...
It's optional.
The last I heard was in July when things were still okay before the Delta variant hit hard. And they said it was optional and they weren't offering a virtual option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that's going to look like here in the next 15 days.
Yep.
20 days. It might change drastically. They might come back and be like, still not doing a virtual option, but everybody's got to wear their mask. We don't care.
Yep. I was talking with my coworker who keeps a really kind of strong pulse on everything, because he's like, he's very much so just always tuned into current events and what's happening, and especially when COVID hit. He was the day yesterday or the day before that they're doing like wastewater testing in Houston right now. They're really, really high. And he said the traces of it or something in
Lar?
Oh my Lanta, the connection went out again.
We're here.
So I don't know if they were like doing it before and they're doing a comparison study, but like the amount of the traces of the virus actual wastewater is just astronomically growing. And so he's like, that tells me that, obviously a lot more people have it and it's spreading. And that's, first of all, it's growing. I didn't even know you could find it in wastewater.
The more you know.
The more you know. That dude is like, if I ever was on Who Wants to Be a Billionaire, that's who I'd call.
Yeah?
My colleague. Oh, yeah, I would call him. I would call him, and I would call Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe?
Lutz. Nicole's dad.
I was like, you'd call an actor Rob Lowe?
No, Rob Lutz. He's got like some of the most useless, but all of the most intelligent information ever. He could tell you anything. But yeah, I the argument I too hear often is, well, they said that the vaccine is going to cure it and it's not working. And I'm like, nobody said that. That's not the purpose of it.
It's not the purpose. I haven't heard that once.
Oh, I have, but it's coming.
No, I meant like that the vaccine will cure you.
Oh,
I haven't heard that once. Not once.
But I've heard people say that in a very sarcastic tone, and it's always the people who don't want to go get the vaccine. Yeah. Nobody's made that claim because that's not how the fuck vaccines work. The flu vaccine doesn't cure the flu. And what it does is it stops the severity of the symptoms, and it slowers just like wine slowers my mind. Bars. I got bars. So it slows the spread and decreases the impact of the symptoms. The same with the COVID vaccine. It is not meant to cure it, folks. It's not going to. What it's going to do is one of a couple things. It's going to lessen the severity of the symptoms should you get a bad case of it. And you may not. I talked today with a gentleman he comes in, he's our IT guy. He was not a vaccinated person. He tested positive for COVID. He did not get a real severe case of it. He lost his smell and taste. He had kind of like a cold. He had a bad headache, he had body ache, some overall fatigue, congestion, a mild cough, nothing crazy. So it's going to
Oh boy. Oh boy.
One of the individuals that we're having a conversation with is somebody who feels strongly opposes the vaccine. Oh, well, since you didn't have it, I'm not going to die then, because if I get it and I'm not vaccinated. I'm like, nobody said that, though. See, that's that false narrative that people paint. Nobody over here who has the vaccine or supports the vaccine has said any of that bullshit claim that you're out of your mouth right now. That's how we get such opposing views. That's how everybody is so opinionated, because no common sense. They're not really thinking about what the true point of it is. And so there are people who, if you say you're somebody, think about this, because I wasn't excited to be the first in line to jump to get it. I did want to see if everybody was okay. Anytime you very valid point yesterday, which I want you to reiterate today, about the folks and the scientists who work on the vaccine and rushing.
So I said yesterday, and you're right, this was a very good point.
It was. I don't want to miss it today.
Is, when I get handed something at work, I work in finance. I'm a finance professional. I'm very, very good at my job. Just like you're an event planner and you're very, very good at your job. When we get handed something at work and they say, this is urgent, I need it done now, right? I need it done by the end of the day and I need you to do it. I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to get it done well. It's going to be high quality work, and it's going to be right, because I'm good at my job. It's what I do all day, every day. I work in finance.
And that's not to say that it's not to say that it's going to be perfect either, but it's to say that it's going to be done well. It's going to be done right, but nothing is ever perfect.
Correct.
And so
the scientists that worked on this vaccine, that's their job all day, every day, is to develop vaccines and to study diseases and viruses and find ways to cure them and treat them. So COVID may be a different virus than the flu, but the process to make a vaccine is the same. And it's what they do all day, every day.
Think about this as well.
They're not wrong.
Think about this as well, because I didn't mention this. I mentioned something similar to this. But think about the people who are in that field are not just in it just because it's a job. Like,
they didn't win the lottery to go be a virologist or whatever they're called.
I'm quite sure that the folks who took on this job knew the level of importance. You are literally in a position to help save lives, not cure a virus, to help save lives by slowing the spread and getting something right. There was a lot of fucking pressure. Again, they are not robots. They are humans. There is a possibility that everything isn't perfect. But like you said, you're a professional in the industry. This is what you're trained to do. You're going to do it at a high level. And those people are taking that shit very fucking seriously. Just like all of the people who are serving in the healthcare field and the healthcare industry trying to save lives during this whole pandemic. Nobody is taking this shit lightly. You think that the fucking scientists who are pushing through a COVID vaccine to help try to save the planet are over here on some, well, this looks good enough. I don't know. It's good enough. Just some old lollygagging ass, like, well, we're gonna try it.
No, what happened is they said COVID is coming. We need a vaccine. So they dropped everything else they were doing. Every other task they had, they dropped it. They'll pick those back up later. And they focused all of their energy and all of their brain power on creating this vaccine to save lives and prevent something from
like you said,
as serious as it could be.
You are in accounting. I am in events. I had to make a very, very, very quick turnaround on a very tight deadline to put an in-person event, to push it into a fully virtual event that I have never done before in a matter of 3 fucking months. And we rolled that thing out damn near seamlessly. And I worked till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Yeah. And while it wasn't perfection, it was damn good. And it was well done because that's what the fuck I'm here to do. And so those people know the weight of their job and the importance of their job. Ain't nobody pushing through some bullshit ass shit that, again, you're over here worried about, well, I don't know. It went through so fast and it was in it and did. Well, again, look at all the other bullshit that you put in your body, Karen. So, like, kiss our ass.
And how disrespectful are you of those people that have dedicated their lives to this? Yeah. Prior to COVID, right? This is what they do for a living. And you're just out here like, well, I think you're shit. I don't know anything about your job, but I think you're shit at it for this one vaccine. Let's not, let's negate everything else that you do because you're shit. You're shit.
And keep in mind, the people that pushed it through are not the scientists. They're not the ones who are removing the red tape. It was the FDA government and the president who was like, we got to get this through because we got lives to try to save here. Now, that president was not my favorite, but I can give him mad respect for being able to push that shit out with, and getting that shit approved in a quick and in an unheard of amount of time. That's probably the best thing he did during his presidency. Not that I want to go into politics. I'm just saying. But again, I want to reiterate, it's not because I feel like you have to get it and everybody has to get it. You are welcome to your opinion. And if you don't want to get it, I ain't judging for it. The flip side to that is the people who don't want to get it. I understand your reasoning. Your reasoning is your reasoning. It doesn't matter. You have the right to do whatever you want to do with your body. But don't be over here talking shit about those of us who decided to, because you don't know what the fuck's in there, man. I'd love to see what the fuck comes up in your fucking body.
Well, and
and the reason why the majority of us did it, who did do it, we did it because we're thinking about the bigger picture. We're not just thinking about ourselves. We're thinking of the human population and the greater good of everybody that we love, the people, our elders around us, our children. We're thinking about, what is my role here? I can't do much with this deadly virus, but this is my part that I might be able to do. Yep. And if I don't want to do it, then at least I can put my goddamn mask on to stop the spread.
Yep.
Or the rules, for God's sakes. I don't really give a fuck other than just everybody just shut the hell up, including us. Like, just shut the hell up. Do whatever the fuck you want. Do what you want to do, I don't give a shit.
Just don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick. And you know what? That was the ending. That was literally the way we ended this episode yesterday. Your choice is your choice. We don't care. Just don't be a dick, whichever way you roll.
Have a glass of wine, smoke some pot, snort some coke. We don't care. Just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick to your fellow person.
Be kind. Find some empathy.
Find some empathy. Love on each other. That was our whole message. This is our pandemic series COVID update, right? So we started our pandemic series with, kind of a rundown of what our lives look like. When we started this podcast back in February, things have changed drastically. We've been through shutdowns. We've been through virtual schools. We're now back to trying to function normally, and it looks like we could be on the verge of another shift. Fingers crossed that's not the case, but we are seeing, of course, as things happen, we're seeing a new variant. It's out, there's all these new symptoms, and it's like, oh my God. I was reading the other day. So, and then the other thing is like, the internet is your best and worst enemy, because
it is the worst place in the world
when you start like self-diagnosing. So I think I had told you we got back from Vegas, and the conference sent out an email. It was like a 2,000 minimally. It's normally like a 5,000 person conference. I think they had like half attendance, but we were in Las Vegas, for God's sakes. I mean,
the people everywhere.
And everybody was, what I will say is that they, like I said, they reinstated that mask mandate. I think that from what I could see, everybody was following that. Like nobody was being, and everybody at the conference was following that. They did some really great things to ensure social distancing was at what it could be for a large event, but it's not mandated.
Yeah.
But people were respectful of that. If you wanted a little bit more space, you could go over here to the social distancing dining room where there was not as many people. I did that one day just so I could go kind of eat in peace and work on my laptop at the same time. And then there was a regular dining room that was full of people where you could socially network and stuff. I'm a little antisocial weirdo when it comes to that type of stuff. But what was I saying? Where was I at?
The conference sent an email.
Oh, they sent an email. Come to find out, they had found out that following, CMA Connect, there were two people who were fully vaccinated who contracted COVID or tested positive for it upon their return from Las Vegas. So they did the protocol of sending out an email to let everybody know. I appreciated the way that they're handling the situation. Is we'll continue to monitor everybody's health for the next 14 days following the conference, because that's what the CDC recommends, right? Is the 14-day monitoring of people's health and just keeping people informed. There are 2,000 people there. Good way to handle it. I think it was fine.
Sure.
And I'm not like surprised by that. Like it is what it is. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's not just going to magically go away someday. How do we manage it safely, but still be able to live and not go into this economic shutdown again? And by that, I think the answer is, I think Ashley and I have come up with the answer. It's just as simple as don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. So we can all live.
Damn.
We do not want to go back to sneaking and like not being when shutdown started, we would like sneak to hang out with each other.
If they do that shit again, you're gonna be my sister that can't care for herself. I have to go take care of my sister today. What's her ailment? She's not drunk. I don't know.
Sneaking across like county lines trying to hang out, and John's getting pulled over on his way to work. He has to show proof. That shit was crazy. We were like caged animals. Like if it ever goes back to that level again, I mean, I know that we know how to handle it, but no way, bro.
I don't want to. I don't have to want to do that.
Oh no, I don't want to have to either. So don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
So, well, this was a fun episode, right?
Yeah.
The internet done broke us up about 55 times, but we'll keep it in there because we want you all to relish in the chaos with us, because chaos is inevitable.
But that's why there's wine and hopefully better internet connections.
And
cheers,
hopefully
guys.
Just drink it out the bottle. Fuck it.
Cheers. See you guys.
Bye, y'all.
Where's the end on this? Oh, here. Got it.